Anyone here for the first time? Oh, quite a few. Okay. It's very quiet here today. I think last time we had about 100 people were here. But for some reason, I don't know, hard to understand. Maybe public holidays, so people are busy or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's not the quantity that matters, it's the quality. So the best people from around the universe have gathered. So great sages and mystics have descended from higher planetary systems. So thank you for coming. We feel very honored to have you all here. Very good. So what we've just been doing is called mantra meditation. You might have heard of this word mantra? Yeah, mantra. Yeah, mantra means, man means the mind. Tra means, comes from the word trayate in Sanskrit. Sanskrit's the ancient language of India. Have you heard of the Bhagavad Gita? Hands up, have you heard of Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, most people have heard of Bhagavad Gita. It's an ancient book of knowledge from India. Written in Sanskrit, said to be spoken by God himself. A very powerful book of knowledge. In the Bhagavad Gita, it describes in Sanskrit, in the ancient language, that all of us are here because originally we were in a pure state of consciousness. Originally we were living with, we say Krishna, with God in the spiritual world. But we left that place, we came here to this material world. And this material world, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, is called Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. Dukkalayam means it is full of misery. Ashashvatam means it is temporary. Does anyone here know what I'm talking about tonight? Anyone had experience, misery and temporary? Yeah, okay, one or two. Like that. It is guaranteed, it is certified. Just like our vegetables outside. Certified, organic. So it is certified this world is temporary and full of misery. And if it's not temporary or full of misery, we'll give your money back. But no, it is temporary, it is full of misery. That's the nature of this world. It cannot be avoided, because that is the nature of the place. So it is said that we chant the mantra, the spiritual sound, to awaken us. Just like if you are say you're in a deep sleep and someone wants to wake you up. You're woken up by sound, sound vibration. In Sanskrit it's called Shabda Brahma. Shabda means sound, Brahma means spiritual sound. Just like what we're speaking now, this is spiritual sound. Because we're speaking about the absolute truth on the spiritual platform. So this sound wakes us up. Wakes us up from what? Avidya. Avidya means ignorance. We've forgotten who we actually are. We think we are something that we are not. That's the nature of this material world. At this point in time, we're all identifying with something that we are not. It is called Maya. Have you heard of this word Maya in Sanskrit? Yeah, Maya is quite common. Maya means illusion. We're in illusion. We think we are something we're not. What's an example of something that we think we are that we're not actually? Anyone can help me?
Australian.
Yeah. Why are we not Australian? How can we verify that? We're living in Australia. Some of us are born here. All of us are living here. Why are we not Australian? Why is that an ignorant statement?
It's political, right? It's a political division of geography.
Yeah, it's just a geographical designation, that's true. But if we go deeper, why is that a false statement? Yes, madam.
I feel,
Yes.
I don't know, it may not be the same with everyone, but our mind is here, we are here, but our mind is somewhere else. So maybe I come from India, so I find somewhere my solace is there. Even though I do not live there, I do not stay.
So that's one level. But even deeper, if we go even deeper, Why is it a false statement that we are Australian?
Because we're all made of the same stuff at the end of the day. We're all made of energy, and labelling it as Australian or Indian or whatever, it's just a label. It doesn't make us any different, really. We're all the same.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. It's getting closer to the point. That's good. We are energy. We are spirit. We originally do not belong in this world. So you can have any bodily designation. It's called upadhi. Upadhi means you can think you're Australian or Indian. You can think you're a man or woman. You can think you're an engineer or lawyer or whatever you think you are. All of these things are upadhi, which means a bodily designation. It's not who we actually are. It is not an eternal designation. So to say I am Australian, that is false, because in 50 more years you won't be Australian, possibly. You may take birth in a completely different place. So that's just a false temporary designation. Upadhi. Sava upadhi vinimuktam tat paratweni nimalam. When you do spiritual activity, we call it bhakti yoga. You liberate yourself out of this bodily designation. Instead of thinking that I am male or female or black or white or whatever designation you give, but to transcend all those things and go to who we are eternally in the spiritual sense. So the mantra is the spiritual sound which begins to wake us up from that. Because at the moment it's like we're in a, what do they call it? Amnesia. It's like all of us have amnesia. We've forgotten who we actually are. Just like Prabhupada, the founder of our Hare Krishna movement, when he came to an airport one time, the reporter asked him, "Why have you come to our country?" He said, "To teach you that which you have forgotten." Because we have forgotten who we actually are, our spiritual essence. And we're all identifying with this bodily identification. And as long as you identify with the body, you will suffer in this world, because it is temporary and it is miserable. So then you will not realize your full potential. You'll not go to the spiritual platform. So the mantra wakens us up. Just like before, we're all chanting. It begins to waken us. We may feel like a bliss. Some of us felt blissful. You feel something blissful taking place inside. That is awakening the soul. So if we are spiritual by nature, what is our designation? Why are we here? What is our purpose? Anyone have it? I'm talking about on the higher level, or in the internal level. Why do we exist? What are we here for? What is our purpose for existing?
To liberate ourselves.
What's that?
To liberation.
For liberation? Yeah. That's a higher purpose. Okay. Jivan Mukti. Yeah, Mukti, to liberate ourselves. That's good. That's a good answer. Why else are we here? Why do we exist? What's our purpose?
To help people and animals and the environment.
Yeah, good. If we put that into one word, what would be the word?
It's peaceful.
Seva.
Peaceful? Yeah, seva. Very good, seva. Or in English? Seva in English?
Serve.
Very good, service. Yeah, service. Yeah. Why do we exist? To serve. That's all. That's the only purpose of why we exist. And if you analyze what you're doing all day long, you're just serving. Voluntarily or involuntarily, you're just serving. Right? I'm serving my dog, D-O-G, or I serve God, G-O-D. Either way, it's service. Right? Everyone is serving someone in this world. That's a purpose. That's why we exist. But why are we not feeling completely happy? Hand up if you feel completely happy.
Because we are serving without purpose.
Now, first of all, we'll work out. We'll see. Hands up if you're feeling completely happy.
Almost.
That's good. Almost is good. But we want poina. Poina means complete. complete.
Is that possible?
Of course it's possible, yeah. It is possible, yeah. But we have to work out how to do it, that's the point. Most of us don't know how to do it. We're trying to become completely happy, but we're missing, sometimes we miss the essential point. We're serving, but maybe we're not serving the right place or the right cause or the right person or like that. And therefore we don't feel completely happy. Complete happiness is given when we serve, according to the ancient teachings, when we serve Krishna, serve God once again. In this world, people like to serve everyone sometimes except for Krishna, except for God. I'll help old ladies go across the street, and I'll save animals, and I'll plant trees, and service. But what about the original service? When we serve Krishna, when we serve the original person, we feel completely satisfied. And then you'll understand how to serve all of his children, the plants, the animals, the people, perfectly. Because what is the best service that we can give?
Love.
Love, yeah. Love with intent, that's good. But how do we show that love or express that love? What's the best way?
By serving the beings created by Krishna, by the Lord. So
Yeah.
someone is in misery, we are serving them.
Yeah, but what's the best way to relieve that misery? Or what's the best service that we can offer someone? What's the best gift we can give?
To not expect anything back.
Yeah.
Knowledge?
Very good. Knowledge, yeah. Very good. Yeah, specifically it is called Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan means spiritual knowledge. Just like what I'm giving now. It is spiritual knowledge. I could teach you about so many things. Organic gardening. I could teach you about that. You have our organic. How to make organic plum jam. I could give you this knowledge. Right? I didn't actually make it, so I may not be able to give the knowledge. But the point is we give so much knowledge. How to look after our cows, so many things we can do. But is it the highest knowledge? Will it give complete satisfaction to the soul? Is it the best thing that we can give? No. The best thing is what I'm giving now. Reconnecting ourselves to our source. Because that will give the deepest satisfaction. And then all the other things, then they become meaningful. Then our organic jam becomes meaningful. Otherwise, people come all the time and they say, oh, we want to do this, we want to save all the animals. People are very strong in the vegan movement, which we appreciate, which is good. But it's not the final goal. Just like last time we were here, speaking a month ago. And one lady, she said, when are you going to evolve to veganism? And I said, actually, veganism is just one step in the ladder. It's not the goal. Higher than that is the ahimsa lifestyle that we practice. In other words, we take the milk from our cows, but we protect them with love. So it's a loving exchange. It's not exploitation. Just to make the whole world vegan is not going to make the world completely happy and peaceful, because it doesn't affect the soul. It's a very good start, and it's a step in the right direction, but it's not the goal. So the Bhagavad Gita is teaching us the goal, to get the highest happiness. And then you can be completely happy, completely satisfied. Otherwise there will always be some lacking. Why should we settle for second best? Why eat mashed potato when you can eat halava? Have you had halava before?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it nice or?
So good. Do you have some?
We can't tell you yet. Can't tell you that. It's a secret. It may manifest or it may not manifest. That is beyond our control. We'll see what the kitchen is preparing. I actually do know. I'm not going to tell anyone. This is the highest satisfaction. Just like soon you'll see. Tarini will come. She will offer the food. We don't just eat the vegetarian food or the vegan food, but we offer it to Krishna, to God. Out of love, with a sentiment of devotion, to say thank you for giving it to us. We offer it back in return. Not that he is hungry or he needs something to eat, but he is desiring our love. It's a way of expressing love. You prepare a meal for someone to show your love for the person.
Who eats it then?
He eats it. He's a person. According to our teachings, he is a person. You see all the pictures, the blue person in all the pictures?
But I mean, like when you put the plate of food there, like
Yeah.
what happens to it? Does the dog eat it, or because you know, dog, God?
Yeah. He eats it. God eats it.
So where does it vanish?
No.
Where do you put it then?
It means that just like I am the soul, but can you see my soul?
No.
You can't see it, right? But do we know it exists?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we cannot see everything with these eyes that exists. Like microwaves or radio waves. Right now there's radio waves going through this room, but we cannot see it. But it is there. Like this phone can... I'll just make sure it's on silent. Yeah, it was. Okay, it's on silent. So yeah, there's radio waves going through, but I can't see them, but they exist. Right? So in the same way, our soul is there. We all know that we are the soul because we're animated. The body is dead, the soul is alive. The soul's presence makes the body alive, but you cannot see the soul. So similarly, when we offer the food, God himself, we invite him to come. He sits, he eats it, but it's not a physical thing because he's spiritual. His body is spiritual. He's accepting the love because we're encased, our spirit is encased in a material form. So therefore we're using the material vehicle and the material substances and ingredients to offer in love to him, and he accepts that. But he doesn't actually...
We don't see him eating the food.
No, you don't see him eating the food.
He doesn't
But
contact the material.
yeah, he's taking the essence of it, so to speak.
No, I didn't think that. I was just asking, like,
Yeah.
do you just like throw it in the bin, or does the dog eat it, or does someone else eat it? Like,
No,
what happens to
we
that
put it
plate
back.
of food?
We put it back in the pot.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I understand the concept of offering the food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I didn't understand your point.
that's
Yeah.
all.
Okay. So the question is, where does it go? It goes back in the pot.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. But then it becomes transformed. That's the essential point.
It's called prasadam then.
Yeah. Now it's called
Prasadam.
prasad in Sanskrit.
Prasad, yes.
Yes. So prasad means something which is transformed. It means the material elements are no longer material, they're spiritual. Just like if I put an iron rod into a fire, and then I take the rod out, it's iron, but now it has the element of fire. It's transformed. And then when I touch it to something, it will burn. So in the same way, material things, like when you offer it to God, to Krishna, the food becomes transformed and spiritualized. So it's no longer completely material. It's also spiritual. And it has a spiritual power, a spiritual potency. So it nourishes us materially, but also spiritually we're cleansed or purified by contact. So the same is true of the mantra. Mantra means the spiritual sound. When we do the chanting, it purifies us because we're coming in contact with the names of Krishna, the names of God, which are spiritual. Abhinitva nama namano, there is no difference between his name and the pure spiritual sound. So when you chant, you will get purified. That's why sometimes when we chant, we feel very blissful. I don't know if anyone felt blissful before. Yeah. If you didn't feel blissful, we'll give you your money back. That's okay. But if you did feel blissful, it's on the house. You can keep it. Take it with you. You're welcome. We're good people. We try to give as much as we can. So this is the point. The point is we need to spiritualize our lives. Otherwise, if you don't spiritualize your life, if you don't connect to Krishna, connect to God and spiritualize it through bhakti or love or devotion, this world is like this world is actually called Durga. And Durga has different translations. One translation is prison. Fort, yeah, very good, fort. Fort or prison. I mean, somewhere we're trapped in. And sometimes when you're in the prison or in the fort, you can get mistreated. You can go through a lot. I don't know if anyone understands what I'm talking about here. Has anyone been through a lot in their life? Anyone? Yeah, most of us. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. It's the same. We're all in the same club. Beaten up fort members, or prisoners. Also, it's all the same. We're going through because we're souls which are in the material world. The material world is beating us. That's what we're going through. But is that beating a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing as well in a way.
What's that?
I'm suggesting beating is a good thing or bad thing, getting beaten.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing as well in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wakes us up.
Yeah.
And it makes us uncomfortable and makes us realize this is not where we're meant to be. We're meant to be in another place. And there is another place. Thank God. Or thank Krishna, in our case. Thank Krishna, there is no alternative. Because if this is all there is, then it's not the best. But the other world is unlimitedly pleasurable. Unlimitedly pleasurable, because Krishna is there. There are no taxes in the spiritual world, good or bad. Good. Everything's free there. Everything is free. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay for your food. You can eat as much as you want. You have a body that can digest unlimitedly. And you never get gaseous. And you don't have any problems the other way as well. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. And the weather is always perfect. There are trees there called kalpa vriksha, which kalpa vriksha means desire fulfilling. You can go to a tree and you can just in your mind meditate on a banana, it will manifest. Or you can meditate on the mango, that will manifest. Whatever you meditate, it will manifest. And then you can offer that to God, to Krishna. That's the qualification for going there. You can't just eat all the fruit yourself. You have to always give it in love to Krishna. And then you can stay there, in that spiritual world. It's a very special place. Hands up if you'd like to go there. Okay, so we gave you the phone number just before. That's the Hare Krishna mantra. You just chant that. That's a direct line straight to Goloka Vrindavan, spiritual world, straight to Krishna. If it doesn't work, you can have your money back.
Sure.
Right, that's it. So this is the gift which all have been given. It's actually a free gift. Everyone can be taken back to the spiritual world now. But we prefer to stay here, we prefer to suffer. Because we're attached to this world. We're attached to this body, we're attached to this world, we're attached to all the things in this world, or parties. And that keeps us bound in this world. But if you want to escape it, then yes, that is possible also. But then you have to have a guru, and you have to follow. And if you follow, you can go back to the spiritual dimension. It is possible. If it doesn't work, we'll give your money back, no problem. Does anyone have any questions or any comments about anything we've discussed so far today? Anyone there? Madam, yes.
I was just wondering, like, in the soul world, if your soul leaves your body, why would you even want to eat? Why would you even want to wear clothes? I mean, your soul is not the human body anymore. It doesn't need food. It is what it is. It's just pure energy. I just can't, as a human being, I can't grasp that concept of, paradise. I think I wouldn't know what the soul world would be. Like once I'm gone, I don't think my soul will feel the need to eat and want things. It would just be energy, and that's it. Wherever it will go, I wouldn't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People I've heard that many times. So, yeah. Yeah, it just means there's a higher understanding. That's all. It's like in anything, you need education. So if you want to become a doctor, or say a brain surgeon, you need education. You need to go and learn the process. I can't just read a book. I can't just Google it. How to do brain surgery, right? And then one of my friends comes and says, I've got a brain tumor. I said, no problem. I've read it all, know what I'm doing. Sit down, just drink this, and just lay there. I swear to Allah, or God, or Krishna, or Jehovah, or whichever, I will fix you. Right? Right? Are you going to allow me to do brain surgery on you? No, you're going to go to a brain surgeon, someone who's authorized. So in the same way, to understand the spiritual world, what's up there, you need a guru. You need someone who can tell you and explain to you what it is like. Because like you said, you don't know. So you need that. So the basic understanding of what you gave is basically correct, but then there's more to it. So you need someone who can enlighten you to what is there. The soul has a form. We have a form now. It's not that when we go back, it's just energy or light, and we just float around like in cosmic light or energy or oneness, and we all just float, and we bump into each other every 5 million years and kind of go. Or when we see each other, we go Om, and you say Om, and I say Om. It's like, well, what is that? I mean, imagine in this world if everyone just said Om all day long. How satisfying would it be? It wouldn't be very satisfying. So in the spiritual world you have a body, but your body is made of... What's a spiritual body made of? Energy, spirit, yeah, that's correct. But more specifically, it's made of 3 things. Spirit is made of 3 things. Sat, Chit, Ananda. What is Sat? Eternality. Right? Energy or spirit is eternal. Second is Chit. Chit means consciousness. Yeah, it means awareness. Spirit is aware. And Ananda. Ananda means?
Happiness.
Yeah, it's even higher than happiness. It's bliss.
Bliss.
Bliss, yeah. Spirit is made of eternality, knowledge and bliss. That is what we are made of in the spiritual world. So you have a form in the spiritual world, but it is different to this form. This form is not eternal, it's temporary, it's not knowledge, it's full of ignorance, it's not full of bliss, it's full of suffering. So it's just the opposite, that's all. So yeah, you will eat, but nothing is ever burnt, nothing is going off, everything tastes perfect, like that. So you will eat, all those things will be there. We have a body, but the body is spiritual. Just like Krishna has a body. You see in all the pictures, Krishna, he has a body, he has a form. God has a form. He's not just an energy or a light, but he's a person. So to relate to a person, you also need a form. So you see everyone else who's with Krishna, they also have forms. There's cows in the spiritual world. Hands up if you like cows. Yeah, good. You know why? Because the spiritual world is called Goloka. You know what Goloka means? Place of cows. So I hope you like them because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, yesterday I met Pradyumna.
What's that?
I met Pradyumna yesterday.
You met him yesterday?
I
Okay.
met his father as well.
Giri?
They were very friendly. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. After lunch we'll go and meet them.
Sure.
We have our cows. They're Hare Krishna rock stars.
Did Pradyumna let you cuddle him?
Yes, I did. I did touch him. I offered him apple. I don't know if I asked you, but
No.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah, cows are very friendly. So in the spiritual world, unlimited cows.
Yeah.
And the cows there are called Kamadenu. Kamadenu means they can fulfill any desire. And it says in the spiritual world, the milk has 6 flavors. What are the flavors?
Chocolate.
Okay, we'll start again. We're all coming from the west, so we don't know. One flavour is lotus. Lotus, the lotus flower. The milk automatically has lotus flavour. And to be honest, I can't remember the other 5, but there are 6. Huh? Chiku, yeah, that's your favourite. So it's Krishna's favourite fruit is chiku.
Chiku.
What is Krishna's favourite fruit? Huh? Chiku. Chiku is his favourite, and his favourite flower is gardenia. I like that. So I can't remember what the flowers are. I think one's saffron, one of the milk flavours of saffron. It's very delicious. It doesn't matter. And just get there and then we'll work out what the flavours are. It is written down. I could find it for you. But in the spiritual world, yeah. So there are cows and they fulfill all desires. So everything is there. You see, there's birds with Krishna, there's trees, there's monkeys. The monkeys up there aren't like the monkeys down here. The monkeys in India are very mischievous. They cause trouble. The ones up there are a little different. It even says there are snakes up there, but the snakes are not envious. It means they will not bite you. They will be friendly. They assist. So everything is there, but it is different there. Does that give clarification to what you want?
Yeah, a little bit, thank you.
Yeah, it's a different perspective, like that. Because normally you'll hear everything is just energy, it's just light. God is energy, is light, we're energy or light. Yes, we are, but that energy or light has a form also. Because people have forms and we are people. And we're not just energy, we're people, we're individuals. Energy means it's all one. But we are one within the energy. We're energy, but we're individuals. And individuals have forms, they have personality, they have their own traits, they have their own likes, dislikes, it's all. So, yes, madam.
But in the spiritual world, we're not affected by hunger. That's the difference as well. Eating is a pastime of pleasure and enjoyment with others. We're not affected by the material conditions. We don't eat the same reason because we're not in a material body yet.
Yeah, or we could say that even the hunger is spiritual.
Yeah.
It doesn't cause suffering, but
Yeah.
like I was reading yesterday, Madhu Mangala was said, I'm starving.
Yeah. But it's all for a pastime, not a suffering of the body.
Yeah, it's not the same as what we experienced down here. Yeah. Any other points? Yes, ma'am.
In my everyday life, when I interact with people, I interact with different people and situations. We do face, we do have to deal with anger, jealousy, fear, all sorts of things. But in a situation like that, how do I still stay connected to God, and then how do I still serve God at that point?
While you're dealing with all the negative things in this world.
Yeah.
It's very good to take inspiration from the great teachings of the past. There's one book which you'd be aware of called Mahabharata. So there's 5 brothers who were in the Mahabharata called the Pandavas. So you know who I'm talking. Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahadev. So they went through more than what we will ever go through. Right? Jealousy, anger, I mean they went through much more than us. So I try to meditate on their example, because whatever I'm going through, I experience those things also. But the way they dealt with it, they always stay fixed and determined. Nothing wavered them from their service to Krishna, although they went through so many difficulties. So it's just the nature of this world. You have to face those things. But within yourself, it's a test for all of us to stay centered, to stay fixed in Krishna's service, and not to allow things to deviate us from that service. The best way is, this is the best way is to serve within ISKCON, to serve within the Hare Krishna movement. So you're an engineer. So like in India, in Mayapur, our world headquarters, we're building a huge temple. So as an engineer, you could offer your services and work like that. Actually, one of my friends is doing that right now. He's an architect, and he's helping to build the big temple. So these are things. If we can't do that, okay, we live in this world, but then we have to. How do you do it? You're living in this world. Akanda Prabhu.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's your job?
I'm an accountant myself, so I work in the city, but whatever time I have spare, I live close to the temple in the city there, so I go there, help with my time, and do different services, whatever is required. It could be from cooking a little bit, or cutting vegetables, or it could be serving the deities. So many ways. Everything can be inclusive actually. And at home also, you can do the same process and make your home itself a nice and peaceful place, where it becomes a spiritual world if you're just following the process right. and take guidance from who have done it also. So it just sets everything in. Yeah.
Is your wife a devotee also?
She's trying.
Oh, good. No, oh yeah, Victoria. So we've met before. So. I always forget it. So they're my old friends. And then what about when you're at work and then people are being angry or jealous or envious, or how do you cope with them?
Since we know that these are the external features of what we go through in material world, when you stay, people are afflicted, or sometimes us as well, being following as a practitioner, we also get affected. But we know that this is all external. Like we get affected by these modes where sometimes we're angry or sometimes we're envious or jealous. But when you look deep down, everyone is kind of trying to prove their point or trying to be in a controlling situation. So they don't know that actually they can't be controllers. Because the reason we get envious or jealous is because we're trying to control a situation. But in essence, we can't control anything. So because we are not able to fulfill that little bit what we want, we are getting envious or angry or fearful. So then, as like myself in my example, I try to understand, okay, this person is trying to prove himself where he can't. So let him do, and he, probably in next half an hour, he'll himself realize that, okay, he can't do this and he's going to become humble, or time will make him humble. So you take a humble position and say, okay, let this pass, and then, instead of myself getting, encroached into the same situation and be the same person what he is doing, rather than I take a step back and see the situation from a bird's eye view. That, okay, this is going to pass, and he himself is going to know, like, what's going to happen.
Be a little bit detached.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Is that good? Yeah. Yeah, there was a story there with Krishna and Arjuna also, that Krishna once gave Arjuna a letter, and with gold writing, he wrote on a letter and he gave it to him, and he gave him the letter. He said, "Open this in your most difficult time, your darkest hour." So Arjuna kept the letter with him for a long time, many years. And then when he went through his most difficult test, maybe just before the battle of Kurukshetra or something like that, he opened the letter. And Krishna had written many years before, he said, "This too will pass in time." So in other words, Krishna is telling us, God is telling us, our most difficult tests, they will pass in time also. Everything passes. So everything is temporary. So yeah, I'm also trying to get into that consciousness.
Yeah, and there's one more thing, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamant, which is really, really powerful, we tend to see things in the right perspective. So it gives us a lot of right consciousness to see things in the right way. So that really helps. So if you regularly chant a little bit or whatever we can, that mantra is really, really powerful. So it really puts up above all these things, so we can see things more clearly. So that also really helps.
How much do you chant every day?
16 hours.
Takes how long?
Sorry?
How long does it take?
1 hour 45 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours a day. Okay. That's good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Please come again.
Sure.
Welcome. You had a...
Yeah, I'm curious about reincarnation.
Yeah. What would you like to know?
Just what the beliefs, what, yeah, I don't know, just how it works. What do you believe about reincarnation?
Whether it's true or not true, or...
Well, I noticed that you believe in it because I've seen flyers and things around. So I just want to understand what that belief is.
How it works.
Yeah, how it works.
Yeah, the science of it, yeah. Yeah, we have a book in there called Coming Back, which is dedicated just to that, how to understand it, how it works. As we said, originally we were in the spiritual world. There is no reincarnation. In the kingdom of God or heaven or Krishna's abode where we want to go to, there is no reincarnation. Our body is eternal. The word reincarnate is Latin. Reincarnate, carne is Latin. It means flesh. Reincarnate means to change flesh. Literally, that's what it means. So in the spiritual world we don't do that because you have the same body and you live eternally. So there's no reincarnation. At some point in eternity we made a wrong turn and we came here, and now the soul is trapped in a body, and that body changes regularly. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in the 2nd chapter, which is one of the most famous verses, Dehinosmin yata dehe komarom yovanom jara. He says that we go through, even in this life, we're reincarnating. Because your body, the body you have now, every cell in your body within 7 years will die. Except apparently for the brain cells. They say they don't all die, but all the other cells. So technically within 7 years, you've reincarnated. Right? So say you're 21 now, or 28, or whatever you are. You've had 3 or 4 bodies already within this lifetime. So that's reincarnation. The soul is moving through bodies. So similarly at the time of death, then we go into another body. So then the question is, which body do we get? Krishna explains in the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. What is the 8th chapter called? Can you remember? Chapter 8?
Is it?
What's it? Chapter 8 is called Attaining the Supreme. Right? So in chapter 8 it describes the soul's journey. How the soul transmigrates like that through different bodies. And Krishna says in the 8th chapter, he says, Yam vyam vapi smaram bhavam. Smara means remembrance. So whatever you're thinking of at the time of death, that's what you attain in your next life. So when we die, our life will flash before our eyes. We'll see like our whole life in a few seconds, but it's as if it goes in slow motion. And then whatever you're most attached to, that's what you'll absorb your consciousness in. And then that will take you to your next, according to your karma in this life. So in other words, everything I do in this life, if I'm doing a lot of negative things, bad karma, then at the end of my life I'm attached to something, and then I've done a whole lot of bad things, I'll get to what I'm attached to, but all that negative karma will come with me also in my next life. If you've lived in a very good way, then all that positive karma that goes with you. So that explains why some people are born rich or poor, beautiful or ugly, intelligent or not intelligent. So it explains why all the differences are there.
Or human beings or non-human beings, right?
Yeah, that's it. So then if you abuse the human form, then you can take birth in a lower form. So then you can become an animal or something like that. So someone like Hitler or someone like that. You know, Hitler's a very unique person. I mean, he was a vegetarian, you know, which is quite unique for someone who was responsible for the slaughter of millions and millions of, you know, innocent people. You know, he was a particularly unique person. So all of that negative karma, that will go through with him in his next life, and now he'll be born somewhere as God knows what. And actually one astrologer did the astrology for Nehru. You know Nehru? He was a Prime Minister in India, no? Maybe 50 years ago or something.
The first Prime Minister.
First Prime Minister. So when was independence?
1947.
47. Okay, so he was the first Prime Minister of India. So one astrologer did his chart, said he became a dog in Sweden in his next life.
Because of his karma, yes.
Yeah, because when you're the leader of the country, it's a little bit different. You get 1/6 of the karma of the whole country. Besides your own karma, you also get everyone else. So leadership's it's a great responsibility. If you're going to take a leadership role, then you're going to take all the karma as well. So because of that, he had to take birth as a dog in Sweden. And now his name is Nehru. But he eats differently to the way he ate previously. So, does that explain? Anything further you need to clarification on?
So the only way to really control what you would be the body that you would end up being in after you die would be to practice good karma. Is that what you're saying?
There's 3 types of karma according to the Bhagavad Gita. So there's karma, akarma and vikarma. So vikarma means negative things. So doing bad things, which are quite obvious. So that karma goes with you in your next life, and then you'll get bad reactions. That's why people say, "Oh, bad things keep happening to me." Well, what were you doing in your last life? And then karma literally means good things. So you do good things, and then good things come back to you. So it's like in this life, sometimes good things just happen to us. Like you just win Tesla, or like a friend of mine, one of my very best friends. He had a great aunt in Ireland. She passed away, and she left her whole estate to my friend and his brothers and sisters. And he'd never met her or anything. And then one day his sisters ring and says, "Oh, we just got an inheritance, $800,000." Just like out of nowhere. So that's good karma. In his previous life, he'd obviously done good things, and now good things come back. And then our karma, which is what we do, means spiritual activities. And when you do those activities, you don't get good or bad karma in this world. And by doing those activities, it leads to the next world. They're spiritual activities. So just like before, the simple example, Tarini came in, she offered the food. So if you cook the food, like if you cook meat, that's vikarma, that's bad karma. You cook meat, the animal's been killed, that's bad. You cook the meat, that's bad. You eat the meat, that's bad. You get bad karma. If you cook vegetarian food, right? So you take the plants, you cook it, you eat it, that's good karma. But still there's a little bit of bad karma because you killed the plant. Our karma means what we did. We took the vegetarian food, we offered it to God, to Krishna. He cleanses all the karma away. He says, "Mokshi mishyami masuchaha" in the Bhagavad Gita. And then by eating that, it's spiritualized. That's our karma. That leads us to a higher abode.
So instead of like doing an offering like this, can you just pray before you eat and it have the same effect?
It'll have similar effect, yeah. It'll have similar effect because...
Is that why people pray before they eat?
Usually they're praying, like in Christianity, give us this, our Father who art in heaven, give us this day our daily bread. So it's more acknowledging for what they're receiving, which is good, but then we take it a step further, we offer it back. Like we'll never eat the food until it's offered to God, to Krishna first. Because we would say it's like having bad manners. It's like you come to my house, and we have dinner and then I sit down and start eating and going, "Oh, would you like some?"
Yeah.
Like that. And people are sort of thinking, "Oh, that's a little strange." So we always offer the food first to God, to Krishna, like that. So that way it's just taking it a little bit further, that's all. But yeah, you can whatever you do, then that leads to something higher.
Can I add an example here? Like I noticed
Yes,
in offices here, like people they are having some party, they have brought, let's say someone has brought some pizza or something, and when something is left, then they invite people, "Oh, have it. And I never eat that. Just give an example. So it looks like whatever is left over, you're giving to others, right? But when if I want to bring my friends to have it, I give it to them first. So I think there's something like Krishna is Adi Purusham or whatever, like the Lord, the Supreme Godhead.
Yeah, offer to him first.
And then you have it.
Yeah. It's just good manners.
Yeah. And one question to add to her.
Yes.
Like talking about the karmas and theory of incarnation, the science of incarnation. What if somebody who suddenly died in an accident or somebody shot in the head, just very negative question. He's not thinking of anything and suddenly shot and dead. What happens to him, that person, Does it
Then it's all taken into account what the person has done in their life.
In spite, it doesn't matter what he thought what was his last thought, even if he's in neutral state.
Yeah, so it depends what he's done in his life.
It's a profit or loss statement. The accountant will tell you it's a profit or loss. Yeah, it balances that.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually a person who works, there's a department in the universe. It doesn't work for us because we're not doing good or bad things in this way. We don't do karma, we do akarma, which means spiritual activities. But for the people who are doing just the good or bad stuff, there's a department in the universe. And on the planet Pluto, You've heard of Pluto? Yeah, in Sanskrit they call it Yamaloka. It's where Yamaraj lives. So his department takes care of the accounts of everyone in the universe. So at the time of death, you get taken there, right? And when you're there, then they add it all up. And they say, oh, he's done this or he's done that. And then according to what you've done, then they will take you to your next destination.
Right. So even the Krishna Bhaktas, the devotees of Krishna will also go to, they will also pass through Yamaloka, they straight away go to Vaikuntha.
No, we've got a,
Vaikuntha?
how would you say? What do we have?
Krishna Lok?
No, we have like a pass or something that we can, we get around it.
VIP.
Yeah, we've got like a VIP pass. We don't have to worry.
Okay. But only thing is we'll go to the higher loks or a little bit lower. That's the only thing, right?
What's that?
We'll either go to the higher planets or the lower planets. That's it, right?
Or back to this earth.
Based on your bhakti, right?
Yeah, or basically, us.
Us,
Or
yeah.
people in general.
No, the devotees. The devotees, I'm saying, the who has meditated more.
Who are doing akama, like we're doing akama.
Yeah.
No, well, if we're pure, we'll go back to Krishna Loka to live with God Himself. That's our goal. And if we don't quite make it, we take birth again in families of devotees. You know, I'll become the kid of Akanda and Taravali. That would be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And then, we take birth and we keep going from where we left off last time. So, nothing is lost. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what's that verse? Svapa abhyasya dharmasya was the first line. Nihabik ramanashosti prachavayo navijate swapam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. So alpa means small amount, alpa. So even if you do a little bit of this spiritual activity, it saves you from having to go into, be born as an animal or an insect or a worm or a fish or something like that. Then you get the opportunity to do it again. So it's an insurance policy.
Does that count for Christians?
What's that?
Does that count for Christians?
For Christians?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means, it means. So we have to analyse it all like that, because Prabhupada, our founder, our guru, he called it rubber stamping, right? Because anyone can rubber stamp you. So you can say, just put a stamp on your head, Christian. Does that make you a Christian?
No, I meant the spiritual side of it.
Yeah. Okay. If you're following the spiritual side, yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Does it have to be the same, or?
No. What it means is that
If you're following a spiritual path under another religion, is that okay? That's what I'm saying. Do you
It's
still get points for that?
Yeah.
Get your VIP card.
What it means is that we have to look at everything you do on the day-to-day. Because, you know, the people who are following the spiritual path, like Christians, for example, but you have to look at the individual case-by-case basis. Okay. Anyone who is a genuine spiritual practitioner will be a vegetarian. Right? So you can say I'm a Christian, and many people are Christians, and they have faith, and they genuinely have deep faith in God and Jesus, but every day they eat pork and beef and chicken and all these things. So they're getting negative karma for what they're doing, but at the same time there's something genuinely spiritual there. So it means at the end of this life, they may not go all the way down, but they're definitely not going to go all the way to Krishna. They're not going to go to heaven, so to speak. And we're being told that these days. It's almost like there's this watered down version of spirituality going around the planet. Just believe whatever you want to believe and just do whatever you do, and it's all beautiful and it's all good and we'll all go to the same place. That's fantastic. Yeah, if it works, yeah, I'd be in it. I'd just be doing whatever I want, and at the end you just say, I really believe in it. It doesn't work like that. There's accountability. You have to prove on a daily basis how you're living, because there are people watching. Krishna's not stupid. You can't say, well, you go back to the pearly gates and you say, I'm back and I'm really sorry for everything I did. What about that KFC burger you're eating? Which burger? It's like, it doesn't work. He knows. What's that?
The vegan one.
Vegan burger.
Yeah, but then what, you can get the vegan, that's the thing now, because they know the world's changing. So now, Hungry Jack's has got vegan options and all that, but, you can't buy it from there because look at the institution you're supporting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, they give the vegan burgers, they're trying to like pull us all in. No, you come to our party. Right? You open it, you make your whole Hungry Jack's vegan, then we'll come.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Right? And then once you've made it vegan, then we'll go in and we'll start offering it to God, to Krishna. Right? So we're not going to compromise. They
Supporting
compromise.
their own cause is also like you are participating in that.
Yeah, you're participating. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, someone told me a few years ago, they said, oh, you know, the French fries in McDonald's, they don't put it in animal fat anymore when they fry it. It's in like a vegetarian thing, we can eat it. Oh, you can't. You can't go to McDonald's and, you know, it's McDonald's. It's like one of the worst institutions on the planet. You know, we're not going to go there and say, oh yeah, give us vegan fries. It's like, it doesn't work. No, you make everything vegetarian, vegan, and then, you know, then we'll accept it. So yeah, hypothetically, if you're a Christian, right, and then you're following all the teachings, because we believe Jesus was a Hare Krishna, you know, that's what we believe. You know, between the age of 12 and 30, and the Bible doesn't say anything about what he was doing. We believe highly likely he was in India during that time. There's a lot of evidence to suggest he was. And when he came back, I mean, all his teachings are the teachings that we teach. So yeah, if you're following that, like the pure teaching, not churchianity, but Christianity, the actual thing, yeah, of course you're going to go back, yeah. Because there's only one person up there. You know, it's not a Hindu god, a Christian god, there's only one person up there. But we all may approach it from different sides of the mountain. But while you're climbing the mountain, you have to be living purely, that's the point.
Yeah.
We can't compromise on that. Because people sometimes say, oh, just, you know, as long as you believe. No, it's not just believe. Because in the Bible it says faith and works. And they always debate this. Is faith more important or is works more important? Right? And then we'll clarify it in the Bhagavad Gita. It's equally the same. Your faith and your works have to be the same. You can't just say, I believe something. You have to actually do it. You need both. So, good question. Oh, point. Yes, madam.
Hi.
Hello.
Just wanted to sort of ask you, like you were saying before about the 3 different types of karma, and one of them you said, oh, if you win a lottery or if you're born into rich parents. What happens like you do have lots of money and you do have a very good family and everything's doing, you know, so well in your life, but you're just not happy, you know what I mean? Because that could be also a material thing. You don't need lots of money, you don't need the best of everything materialistic, and that really doesn't make you happy. So don't you think that happiness is the best karma out of all of them, regardless, like just being happy no matter what?
Yeah, money brings happiness. It brings happiness. Because if we don't have any money, we can't do anything. Like you couldn't have even got here today. So you need money. But if you don't use money for the correct purpose, then it brings unhappiness. So, you know, we need a certain amount. But I wasn't saying money is the goal. Right, but you need money. We need money to run this. You know, if we don't get money, that's why we ask everyone, please give a donation for the feast. You know, we're cooking a big feast for everyone. We thought more people were coming. We've already cooked more. They cost money. You know, so we need money to run things. But we're not saying it's the goal. But it's like the fuel in the engine. Even the Hare Krishna movement, it's run on money. If we don't have money, we can't do anything. This 200-acre farm costs more than $100,000 a year to run this farm. Right? So we need money to run it. But money is not our goal. We're not just focused on money all the time. Oh, I'm going to make more money. No. Krishna will send the money. So ultimate happiness comes from serving Krishna. That's our point. Money is just a fuel or a tool that we use along the way. That's all.
And how you use it is very important.
Yeah, we use it quite specifically. And we don't just use it on anything. We use it to protect our cows, or to create a nice facility like this so you can all come and visit. Like that. So we use it in a very specific way.
Also for the knowledge as well, right?
Yeah, to print books. Yeah, so that we can give books out to people. So please get your copy of the Bhagavad Gita. They're in the shop. We printed them. What's that?
Is it in English?
It's been translated. Yeah. It's been translated.
Yeah, first we have to teach you the other language, then you can read it.
Yeah, it's in English, but we have Hindi there as well, and I think we've got Mongolian as well.
Spanish intelligence.
Did you have a point?
Also with money, we see that it also is a resource of Krishna's, God's energy. So we don't use it, we don't waste it. We're very particular on how we use it because it's a resource there. So we're very careful on how it's used, and nothing's ever wasted because we see it as a resource that's coming from Krishna.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Okay. I think we'll finish there for today. Is anyone hungry?
Yes.
Okay. Couple of people. So those who are hungry, you can please join us for lunch.
Is that a sin to be hungry?
It's very bad. So yeah, we've got a nice feast for everyone. So thank you all for coming. We have cooked a lot because we thought more people were coming. So last time we had about 100 people here. It's a little less now. So it means all of you have to eat twice as much. It's spiritual food, so you'll go closer to Krishna this way. It's a very nice magazine. This is free. It tells you all about the Hare Krishna movement. So if you want a free copy, just come and take one. Just here. If you'd like to give a donation, just leave it in the donation box. We'll serve lunch just out here. So after lunch, we'll go and visit our cows. So if you'd like to visit our cows are very sacred and they're protected. They're born here. They die here. They're one of the only places in Australia where the animals are protected and they are sacred, and they're very special. They'll have names and personalities. So if you'd like to visit, then come with us after lunch also.
Probably, I have
Yes, sir.
What do you do when they die here, like the cows? What do you do with them? Do you bury them?
We bury them, yeah. We dig a big hole like that. We had a bull who died a few years ago, Madhu, and he was huge. He's probably about as big as that couch. Like he was massive, like that. So we had to build with the tractor like a big, like a trench. And then when we tried to pick him up, the whole tractor nearly fell over, like that. But we had to pick him up and then put him in the trench. So.
Is there a graveyard?
We have 200 acres, so usually close to where they die. We're just somewhere close to where they die. We'll build a hole. Otherwise, you've got to transport them, and they're not so easy to move.
Just out of curiosity, I was just thinking that the leather for this Mridangam and all that must be coming from cows who die natural death, right? Like in India or anywhere, right?
Yeah, that's leather from
Goat or?
I think usually pigs, but the leather is from animals that have died naturally.
Right, that's what I was.
Yeah, that's called ahimsa. We can use leather. There's no problem using leather, but the animal has to die naturally.
Naturally, yes.
You can't kill it and then say, "Oh, sorry, now you're dead. I'll take that." It doesn't work like that. Okay. Please have something to eat. Thank you all for coming. Please come again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.